Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. I made it using all little bits and pieces from the it's called Boho Indigo. Yeah, Boho Indigo. It's a product medley. You get the paper. It comes with a bunch of die cuts. Comes with some flowers. Comes with a stamp set and dies. I'm not using those today, I'm just using the paper and some of the little die cuts out of it. So let's get started and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so I have a card base. It's thick, 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Night of Navy. This is not part of the card kit, it's separate, and it's 4 1/4 by 5.5. I have 3 pieces of Whisper White, which is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. I have 3 pieces of the Designer Series paper. It's double-sided. It's really fun paper. I love like almost every single pattern. And these are 2 by 3 inches. I have a piece. This is another one of the Designer Series papers. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got embossing on it. It came embossed. There's 3 or 4 different patterns, and it's an ivory color. And this is 1 1/2 by 5 3/8. And these are some of the die cuts that came in there. And then I'm going to be using a sentiment and a little butterfly from Butterfly Gala, because when I created this card I only had the Boho Indigo and the Butterfly Gala with me. So that's what I'm using. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, and I'm also using a piece of the scrap paper from the die cuts, so I think I'll do that first. I'm going to go ahead and stamp a couple of these butterflies. And I'm using Night of Navy ink. Get on here. I think I can get one here. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and stamp the sentiment. A little note. Again, all these pieces came in the medley. And I'm going to do it close to this tail as I can. Perfect. Alright, I'm done with the ink. I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella. Let's see, I forgot to get it out. And these butterflies, I'm going to color in these butterflies with the Wink of Stella. It's going to move that blue ink around a little bit and add a little bit of shimmer to them. I only did 2 of them on my other one. I'm going to go ahead and color all 3 of them in, so I have it in case I choose to add a 3rd butterfly. More. All right. And take this aside a minute. All right, now I'm going to bring in these. Oh, nice. Just stacked them up on top of each other. I brought in my snips. I wanted all the tails to match, so I found the center and I went up about 1/2 inch. You have to be 100% accurate, but maybe a little bit more than that. Okay, then I went from the corner to where I cut the end of that slit up the center. And then I did the same thing on the other side. Okay. You could save these pieces if you wanted, but I didn't. Okay, I'm going to bring in my wet glue because it's just easier for me to get the wiggle room. And then these pieces are longer than they need to be, but I'd rather have a little bit of playroom. So I'm going to go ahead and mount these to the white pieces. They actually might be a little bit wider than they need to be also. So you know what? Put that on there. Yeah, I'm going to trim those a little. I don't want it quite that wide. Bring in my little mini guillotine trimmer. Trim this just a hair. Okay, so it's going to end up being 2 1/8 inches. Okay, I'll go ahead and trim these before I do the other. Okay. Go ahead and glue these down. Oops, wrong one. I love that one too. That one would have been pretty too. I just picked 3 that I liked. It's hard to pick. Alright, last one. I went camping last week with my husband, and this is what I brought with me. This is one of the cards I came up with. Just brought bare essentials. I didn't bring a whole lot of stuff. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and speed up a little bit. Cut from the corner and then fishtail this end. I'm going to do that on all 3 of those. Do it either way. I just find it easier to see what I'm doing on the left side of my scissor. Okay, that's our waist. Okay, now we can assemble our card, and I did forget one thing. Put you on hold a minute, I gotta find my butterfly punch. I had it out. It was just sitting next to me. I didn't see it. I had put something on top of it. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to punch out those little butterflies. And I was recently asked if this is hard to use. You can use it up in the air like this, like I do. But you can also use it setting on the table like this. I'm just going to slide it in. Slide it in there, line it up, don't put your fingers underneath, but hold down or push down with the palm of your hand, line it up, and punch. There we punch those other ones out. I find it easy to punch, but I have fairly strong hands. I've worked in a factory for a while making bread bags, so I have fairly strong hands. Alright, I do need to stamp the bodies on them. So I'm going to get the little body out. And I'm not going to worry about the antennae. Native Navy. I find it easier to stamp the bodies after I've punched it, so then I know where it needs to go. I still don't always get it right, but it's just a little bit easier. Awesome. Alright. Now we can assemble this card. Now I'm going to start by adding the Knight of Navy piece to the front of the card base. It's driving me nuts. Don't like that glue all over it. And I like to make sure it lines up with the fold, because I can always trim off the bottom or the sides if I need to. Okay, I'm going to bring in a few dimensionals. And I'm going to the bones of these dimensionals up. There. Probably don't need this much dimensional, but sticking to me. Guess it's a good adhesive, huh? Alright, then I'm going to leave an 1/8 of an inch border or 1/16 of an inch border at the top and the two sides. I didn't take the backs off of all of it. Let's try that again. Okay. Oops. I don't want this part to be stuck down all the way. Forgot I got to stick those flags underneath. This part to be loose. Oh, don't glue into these. Come on. Alright, now let's figure out how we want our flags. We want this one to go here. I suppose I should have put this on, the flags on first. Alright, so that one's going to go there. This one's going to go on this side. This one will go in the center, and it's shorter, so we may have to cut off the top. Let's go ahead and glue these two down. They're just getting glued flat. to be in just a little bit farther from the edge than the top banner. Just a tiny bit more. And I know this is white and cream, but I think it works, so okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut the top of this off because I need it to be shorter and just be easier to get it in there. If I'd remembered to do it before I put the banner on, it wouldn't have mattered, but I didn't. Okay, and this needs to go up in there. And now I can stick this down. Alright, now we're going to adhere this right here. We're just going to put glue on the top part because part of it's going to be hanging off. Okay, we're bringing these two little flowers. I'm going to put dimensional on the back of each one of those. One here. One right there. Okay, one's going to go here. I didn't take the backs off yet. One's going to go here, and now we got to arrange these greeneries. And I did cut the tips off of these because I didn't want the stems sticking out. Even though this one's gold, I really didn't want it sticking out. Okay, so this one's going to go here. This one's going to go here. Sorry about that, my memory card decided to die on me. Okay, so these three are going to go here. Or my memory card got full, so I had to stop. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some glue to those. Glue those down. I'm going to kind of pick them up as a bunch. Some glue across the back of them, and then I'm going to put them back down. Just hold them for a minute. Beautiful. Now these will go on top. Put that one there. This one here. Okay, then I've got these little butterflies that we did. Let's put a little bit of glue on the back, just in the center of the body. And I'll go here. And I'll go up here. Do we need the third one? Wasn't sure if I needed it or not. Didn't have the option the first time around. No, not sure I need it. I think it kind of works without it, so maybe I just won't use it. Go ahead and put it there. Alright, well there's our card. There's the one I did previously. Well, thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. And you can see these have gold foiling on them. Well, thanks for joining me today, and have a great one, everybody.